Hey guys, we're out here at Ben Avery's shooting facility. We've got Rob Orgel from ER Tactical. We've got some really cool Sionyx Aurora colored night vision units. Once it gets dark, we're gonna slap these on some really cool toys. We're gonna have some fun. Sounds cool.
So I'm Rob Orgel with Emergency Response Tactical. Tonight we're out here with a couple fun items. One, we've got a PVS-14, which most of us military guys are pretty familiar with those. Attached to that PVS-14 is a clip-on thermal unit, also known as a Cody. We're also going to be testing the Sionyx Aurora, which is a color-coded night vision system. One of the things to know about night vision shooting is we tend to think, well, it's just like the day because now I've got night vision. A lot of things change. In the military, we used to do courses where we would push people to do obstacle courses because having your eyes a couple inches in front of your face can really throw off your depth perception and put you in bad scenarios. So it's good to train, it's good to attend courses where you do nighttime live fire and nighttime training. ER Tactical, we offer courses just like that. Looking forward to testing this gear tonight. Should be a lot of fun.
So Rob and Jeremy are in the background there, zeroing in some of the rifles, some of the firearms we brought out, some of the fun toys. And it's just really cool that Offensive Group gets to combine two of their core passions today, high-tech camera gear essentially, and guns.
Nice, no shift in zero. Zero the optic, put the Sionyx Aurora on there, and it works. I mean, it's pretty cool.
How far out are we?
We're about 80, 85 yards maybe.
That's money, dude.
It's cool, huh?
That is really nice. And stop recording. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what this thing does at night. So it's pretty dark. So you've got you're going through the EOTech.
Yep.
And you've got your IR laser and your illuminator. And we're about 100 yards. And
Yep.
I'm seeing really well all the way to the berm. I can see both targets. And when you put your illuminator and your laser on, it's not bad.
It's weird. It looks like a flashlight.
Yeah.
As opposed to like when we look through the regular night vision, you can tell it's like very, I don't know, illuminator
totally.
looking, what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And now it looks like a flashlight and a white dot instead of,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very weird compared to what I'm used to.
And you have, there's still, it's color. It's cool.
Well, what's crazy is going up that hillside, seeing the bushes and the brush,
Yeah.
and that's 600 to 800 yards going up that hillside.
Jeez,
and
yeah.
you're making out individual bushes and getting pretty good clarity, which is nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the Gen 3 high-end stuff.
Put your illuminator on the berm again. I'm recording on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like when you're
Wow.
using the high-end stuff.
Sure.
I mean, making out those individual bushes, that's a lot to ask. Yeah, catching a little bit of glare off the camera on my laser aiming device.
Yeah, if you cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really good clarity. And then going up that hill and seeing the bushes and,
Yeah.
you know, the bare spots where we know during the day it's not quite that brown, but
Right.
it's pretty darn close to
Yeah.
the coloration. But what's better about the color is not that it's matching perfectly, but that it's giving us extra clarity and make it easier to identify stuff.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it takes a lot of training to get comfortable with the all green or the all white of white phosphor.
For sure.
And this just takes less training.
Yeah.
So it seems simplistic and very affordable. And as far as target identification goes, I mean, it might be able to hang with some of that high red gear.
Dude, these things look badass. Let's go put some rounds down range. All right, we're down range. Rob, let her rip. I'm filming you, and you're through the EOTech.
All right, we're at about the 50-yard line. No POI shift. She seems to be on track, and it's really easy to ID that target.
Yeah, that's cool. I can see your laser through the the smoke coming out the end of the suppressor. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Little laser show for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad unit at all.
That's nice. Go ahead and hit the berm again with your IR, so I can just see it on my camera as well.
You want me to shoot?
Sure.
Yeah, it seems to hit the target okay.
Nice.
Yeah, what we're doing right now, we've got a PVS-14, just holding it up to an iPhone 10, and it's really interesting. I mean, you pull the iPhone away, and it's on full brightness, right? You ratchet the brightness up, and it's just pitch black. So PVS-14 obviously going to enhance all that ambient light and give us that green night vision that we're so used to. Hey, look, there's Jeremy.
Hi.
Are you recording on me? I'm recording on you.
Sure am.
Wow, and you're recording me? Recording him? Bro.
All right, so we also got the Pro Explorer kit with this unit, and that is an IR flood flashlight. So we mounted it right here to a pick rail, and let's see what it looks like. All right, so this is right through the optic, and then we go ahead and hit the IR flood. Wow.
It's a lot of illumination.
Dude, that is pretty cool. All right, going hot. So you're the pro here. You've used tons of night vision, thermal devices, whatnot. Thoughts on these Aurora units so far?
I think they're surprisingly effective.
Yeah.
I think target ID is pretty good. I think they're lightweight for what they are. And I think when you're comparing apples to oranges, which is kind of what we're doing.
Sure.
We're looking at like multiple $1,000 night vision
Absolutely.
units, and then we're comparing a much lower price point. But the fact that we're IDing stuff at these distances, the fact that it has onboard recording, there's a lot of features it's bringing to the table that the fancy units are not.
Right.
So even if you are one of the guys who has the fancy units, I think this is worth checking out, worth playing with.
Yeah.
And if you're kind of getting to that introductory level where you're kind of, is this fun for me? Do I want a night shoot? That's a great place to start.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're talking Gen 1 night vision, and this is way above that
Sure.
at a great price.
Yeah, I think this one's like, the black's around 600, the Pro is around 900 to 1,000, I think. Don't quote me on those. That's not bad. One thing I noticed, putting this in front of an optic like a UH1 or an EOTech, there is a little bit of degradation of the image just because the way these optics work, different coatings on the lenses and whatnot.
Certainly, and that's kind of what we were talking about earlier when we were talking about the PVS 14 and the 3x magnifier.
Sure.
Because guys will take their PVS 14 and then put a 3x magnifier and then a red dot sight.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at multiple levels of filtration.
Sure.
That's reducing its ability to magnify
Right.
the ambient light, which is why we have 3x magnifiers specifically for our PVS 14.
Totally.
So if you're a 3x behind the red dot kind of guy, you could still do that with a 14. And this guy looking through the multiple filters, the same thing. You're going to degrade that image just a little bit. But we didn't have any trouble.
No, it still
with the
worked. Yeah, I
degradation.
could still hit the target,
Yeah.
still saw the reticle very clearly. Yeah, it absolutely worked. In twilight, especially daytime too, just being able to film behind your optic, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's really hard for a GoPro to sit, you know, and to be there. These are extremely easily attachable to the pick rails, and you get a great image that you can record through. I think that's in itself, I think, is a cool, valuable option. And we saw the iPhone, and we saw difference through like the PVS 14 to see what our ambient, you know, light levels looked like out here, and it's cool to see.
Another
this
cool thing is we got the
comparison.
full spectrum. Because like right
Sure.
now, there's no ambient light.
Right.
And
we
when
had like a sliver of a moon tonight.
We did.
With
And
a
we
little
had some
cloud
cloud coverage, and we had some lights bleeding from over here.
Yeah.
So we had tons of light pollution to start off, which makes it really good territory for night vision.
Yeah.
And then this just made it really rough.
Right.
Now we had to incorporate some IR lights and some other things
Yeah.
to make success, but across the spectrum, we got a full dial on what these things can do by comparison to the high-end units.
Absolutely.
And I think they held up pretty darn well.
Yeah, I think with a little bit of T&E, maybe some aftermarket parts, super effective. I mean, even just out of the box with what they have
Yeah.
offered. Pretty badass.
Definitely a great observation tool. And another aspect is putting night vision behind your weapon during the day is kind of a rough idea. I mean,
Sure.
you can do damage to your night vision, but this guy's not getting hurt by
Yep.
running it during the day. So you can do your POI shift checks during the day, and you
Sure.
can't do that with your night vision unless you put your diffuser on the front with that little pinhole.
Yeah.
And even then, you can get some shift based off of that.
Right.
So the fact that you get a true test
Yep.
during the day,
Yep.
another cool feature.
Yeah, yeah. Clearly not as effective as true night vision, but a very cool option at a great price point.
Absolutely.